But I was right about South of Midnight. I knew this game looked bad, and it's mid. It's middling at best for a video game. It is very boring. And I'm going to show you some of the gameplay stuff. Look at these Steam charts. Obviously, the reviews are going to be great. People were just like so obsessed about the art that they just excuse the crap gameplay. Okay, this happens a lot with modern game where people just want artsy-fartsy stuff. Every game's got to be Journey. It's like, dude, if you want to watch a movie, go watch a movie. I'm here to play a game. I'm not even joking in this game in terms of being able to play it. There's accessibility options where you could turn off the gameplay. There are chase sequences. There are boss sequences. You could skip them in the accessibility. I am not joking. There is an option. Click. If you don't want to do part of the gameplay, click. It's gone. You know, there's even an ability to turn off, not for cutscenes, but for gameplay, turn off like the weird freaking Nightmare Before Christmas claymation animation, stop motion animation too as well. Dude, they botched the stop motion. I ain't gonna lie, they botched the animation. Okay, the art isn't the worst thing in the world, it's not. But the animation really, like, it throws me off. Because if you don't fully commit to it, it then looks terrible. Because you can't both have a game that's 60 frames per second and then switch to 24, back to 60. That is not gaming. I know, this game does that. I know modern game, like, people just like, oh, modern game's okay. Blah, there's good games out there. But then completely ignore the crap that keeps getting shoved at them. This was published by Xbox Game Studios. Same people that published Avowed. And that wasn't that very good. Oh, yeah, remember the Skyrim killer? And then no one talked about it by the next week. I think something about being mediocre in the modern era in terms of video games, right? It's a death nail, right? If you cannot do even just as good as the other games that have those gameplay mechanics, stories, or whatever, it might as well be dead on the vine. Okay, it's a grape that will never become ripe whatsoever. And obviously, these are pre-release sales, by the way. Obviously, its release date is April 8th. These are pre-release numbers? This is not a good sign. This game is looking like a flop, like Flintlock. Does anyone know what Flintlock is? Black lady protagonist, middling graphics, mid gameplay, same thing. You know what I mean? It's not the same story as this, but it's the same concept. You know, you're just gonna play a mid-ass game. But I think this is $50 right now. It's not worth 50. It's worth 20. One of my biggest criticisms. What was my biggest criticism, chat? What was my biggest criticism, chat? Frame rate. I want you to watch this cutscene. I'm 1440p, 60 frames, right? This is not at 30. This is at 60. I want you to watch the facial animations. Okay, do you see the issues already with like this weird... Okay. So this game has like weird pseudo frame rates. It's variable frame rate in this game. Where in gameplay, which I'll show you, it'll be 60 frames. And sometimes drop to the weird stop animation style. In cutscenes like this, which are also in-game, they're not pre-rendered, I don't think. They have these weird stop motion effects that makes it look like it's not running properly. Like everything looks robotic. Right? And I just played a game that looked robotic, like Infamous with the facial animations. Assassin's Creed 2 had great facial animations for its time, but this looks like frames are missing. It looks stuttery, right? It looks like when people move, they're stuttering. That's not a good effect for a video game. Film, it's fine. Stop motion is very difficult simply because of the practice of which you go into doing it. It's very tedious and monotonous to do it, but sometimes can make glorious stuff. But like, look at this. Like the outside, I think is at 60. Environment objects are in 60, but they're like in this weird 40 frames, 30 frames per second. I don't know what they're in. Because it's not, the models kind of look weird in the face too. Like they have weird anime eyes. Like the mom's eyes are massive. One eye is as large as their mouth. I know that could be considered an artistic choice. They look like they're chiseled from wood. In some cases, things are too sharp on the face. They look like puppets as well. It makes it look weird. Then they have like skin texture on a puppet. It looks weird. This just looks, it just looks bad. Also, the plot of the game is, okay, you argue with your mom about going to a place. Okay. Okay. It's during a hurricane, right? They're arguing in the middle of a hurricane. Okay, instead of just... First of all, I don't know what they think the person that made this turns of hurricane prep does. I think you probably should leave your house within 24 hours of it being issued. Not in the middle of the hurricane. You're insane. Maybe check the weather before you do this stuff. But also, this house is built on stilts. I'm not saying that doesn't happen in Louisiana or in the South, but it's like comically high. Okay, and there's no foundation underneath. It's like no one would build this. It would be condemned. It's an OSHA violation. It's a lot of things. Okay, so these two get in an argument about where to go. The mom wants to go to the church like they always do. The kid wants to go to Bunny's, which is their grandma, who's also white, by the way. Yes, she has a white dad who is dead. Okay. Bad stereotype. There is like weird stereotypes in this game. You would never expect this to be in a game like this. Like she's a track star and she can't swim. So I'm just saying that's a weird stereotypical coincidence. That's all I gotta say. Why would you do that? I have no idea. This character's world, whatever. But the subtitles are lame, as you can tell. The subtitles they just quit on. The subtitles just look like what I do in Sony Vegas. No, actually, my subtitles look better than theirs. At least I put like an outline on mine. I tried to put drop shadow so it looks better. I think they put drop. It's crazy. You're in the middle of a hurricane and you're going to go ask people how they're doing. It's like maybe you should have got out while you can. All right, so this is the gameplay. Notice how it's at 60? They obfuscate it in the beginning. You don't get to see what the house looks like on top of stilts. This house is like 10 feet off the ground. Why would you build it this way? Like, why would you not build it on concrete pillars at least? This house would have been condemned. I don't know why they keep calling this a mobile home. It's not either. Unless they meant modular home, but it's not a mobile home. They constantly keep saying that. They say trailer, and it's like, I think it's all supposed to demean the house, but the dude next door literally lives in a trailer. Coincidentally, gets only house that gets taken in, right? And then she runs after it. I'm not joking. So you can run, right? You can run and jump, just basic level stuff. You get power-ups as you go through the game. Basic level video game stuff anyone could have made 20 years ago. It's not. If this was made 20 years ago, the criticisms would have been there. They give you little tutorials of what to do. Yes, you can't swim. Toxic water, they call it. It's not toxic water, it's just hurricane water. And also, like I said, her grandmother's just white. Her dad was white. And it's also her grandma lives in a plantation house. I am not joking. It's a large plantation mansion where the grandma was basically negligent towards Halo. Her name's Hazel. That's also what they're setting up the plot. That Bunny here, Bunny Flood. Okay, their last names are Flood. I'm not joking. Holy hell, just like creatively bankrupt, dude. It's so bad. The plot's not any better, I gotta say. It's insane. The father also, it's never resolved with the father why he died. He's just dead. Why didn't you put this in your plot? The gameplay, like I said, is just moving around, climbing. It's got like Assassin's Creed 2 elements, Infamous, whatever. Just standard action adventure game. Dialogue's not that great. Say less is a freaking dialogue line in this. Are you out of your mind? Why are you like Zoomer speaking in this? A lot of swearing too. Not a big fan of that. I know I like Assassin's Creed 2, but it felt more, especially when they're doing it in Italian. Okay, but it made sense more, I think, in the context of that game than it did. And I think I could argue there might be a little too much, but it's not that egregious as it is in this game. But this is the gameplay. Battle enemies, and there's like 7 enemy types in the game, and this is all you do. This game's not that long. It's like 9 to 10 hours long, for which the modern era might seem insane because of how long games are. Pretty much, you get new abilities and stuff like that, but this is the main gameplay loop. Dodge, attack, avoid enemy, wait for them to do their AoE attack. That's it. It's boring. Just as bad as this stream. Boring. And then there's like the narrator. Yeah, the catfish is the narrator of the game. They also have like characters like Rhubarb and stuff like that. Oh, so apparently this guy just kills his brother because he was sick of him bringing him down and stucks him in a tree to let him die and be absorbed by the tree, and then they don't even save the tree. Okay, and that's most of the game, is just like sucking up people's pain of their sorrows and stuff like that. End of the game, Hazel wins. Bunny gets sent off somewhere else, locked in dreams, because the only reason why Bunny was doing what things she did was because her daughter died when she was a baby. See, it's an 8-hour-long game. This is 8.5 hours? Because you could just skip gameplay stuff if you want to. But they really do have like this weird art style that looks like wooden, and the animation proves it too. This does not look good animation-wise. It looks like it's stuttering on my screen. It looks like it's stuttering on OBS, but it's not. That's how they animated it. If they just animated 60, it would have been fine. But I mean, it doesn't excuse the gameplay and the story, how bad it is. It's bad. You'll just see like all these positive comments, and thank goodness I had the dislike ratio here, huh? Wow, this is game of the year. This is generational content. Ooh, so much fun. Maybe if these people actually played video games, they'd have a better opinion about video games. But it's very obvious you don't play video games, and you're just having an opinion just because you relate to it in some way, shape, or form. That doesn't make it good. You know, you can relate to things that are bad, too, that you have done that are bad as well. Did you know that? Did you know there's multiple sides to a human being? No nuance to anything. That, and they're just being opinionated because they think something needs to be defended. Everyone's a white knight now. It's insane. I don't like how there's several plot holes in the storyline. Why was Trey saved by his mother even though Bunny was supposed to despise him? It's like, why was it even in the game? You make it a whole plot point. It's obnoxious because this is like, it's supposed to be like a folktale. It's a worse version of The Princess and the Frog. It looks like someone watched The Princess and the Frog and said, you know what, I want to do this about the same thing, but my own take on it. And they just didn't understand why it was good or why it was anything. Is that most of these games that happen to have black women protagonists also flop. That's also an issue. They correlate. Like I said, Flintlock was another one. I'd say Flintlock. You're like, what, Flintlock would? That's probably what you think you're referencing, or a gun. No, I'm referencing a video game that barely sold anything. This is my problem. Is like, you don't write characters well. Whether they're black or white, you still wouldn't write them well. Jesus Christ, man. Diversity done right. Okay. All right.